quick explanation before I start this video. Last night I was getting ready to start on a couple new videos that I want to make, and I was looking through my stuff and found a video that's almost a year old now, and it's one that I shelved. I don't remember why. It's pretty special because it's a first find of a certain type of mushroom that I had been hunting for a long time. It's the first one I found that was harvestable. So here we go. Hello, good people. So I think it's kind of lame to do a mushroom video in the house instead of in the woods, but I didn't have the camera with me, so that's how it's going to be. First off, I found some lion's manes. You've been seeing a lot of these lately with me, probably, or always. I find a lot of these. This is the other half of this. It's really soggy and wet. Probably not going to use that half, but this half will work. And I found a young, pretty one. This is what I call the butt cracks. I find a lot of these actually. This dude would have got a lot bigger, but I got it at this stage, and it's really pretty, and I can tell by the way it feels. It's kind of dry. It's not too wet is what I mean by dry. But all of that is not what this video is about. Check this out. Yeah. Can you see me still? Not really. So this is a maitake, a hen of the woods. Let me get back where you can actually see. This thing is huge, and this is, I think, kind of par for the course for the hen of the woods. Hen of the woods maitake I have found. I've found these before, but not in eating condition. I found this one today on the property where I raise my shiitakes. Oh yeah, there's a chicken of the woods on that property growing in association with a living oak tree. And now I find this, and it's growing in association with a dead oak tree, a really big one and an old one. But for now, I just want to look at this mushroom. I haven't got to take it apart and see what this mushroom actually looks like. And I think maybe we should cook some and try it. If you don't know what a mushroom is and you're on the fence about it, don't eat it. Like, it's not a good idea. But I know what this is. I'm gonna try a little bit, but I just want to get and take this thing apart and look at it and see what this mushroom really looks like inside. This is pretty awesome. So here goes. So we're not done just yet. So far this has been awesome. I'll talk about some things I'm noticing in a minute. But right now, this is just the top chunk of the mushroom. Pretty massive for a mushroom. And it's kind of like what I've seen so far. It's like cutting apart a big head of broccoli. That's what it, maybe you can get up here and look closer, but it's like cutting off the branches of a broccoli. We'll try to be very gentle with it. This mushroom I thought was a little past prime, but I'm seeing now, I think this thing is spot on, just the way that it feels, like the moisture and the weight and the elasticity and the color, all of these things. Now, this is a new mushroom to me, but just going off of what I've seen with other mushrooms in the past, that's what I'm gathering. Something that's different about this than the chicken of the woods is this core part, the part that I'm calling the core, that I'm assuming maybe be a little stringy or woody or corky. In other words, not that edible. This part is really soft and tender. Like I almost want to try cutting some of this up and frying it by itself to see what the quality's like. But this is different than a chicken so far. Whoop. Trying to be gentle with this thing. I don't want to bruise it up. Wow, this is really something. This piece right here is really fused together. Maybe I'll just, what will I do? Off. Okay. And then I'll just cut the little tree trunk off there. Okay, let's take a close-up of this. So just so you can see the petals on the outside. But this is a polypore. So instead of having gills, it has pores. And these pores are pretty big. I hope you can see that's like coral. And these are pretty cool looking. These are bigger pores than what I see on a chicken of the woods. And I don't know if I can focus it, but you can see the pores running down the neck into the, so that would have been in the center of the mushroom. So I'm assuming billions and billions of spores falling out of these. So that's how this thing reproduces, and that's the close-up look of it. And this is just that one top chunk here. So let's talk about what I got here. I got this bowl. I got this bowl is bigger chunks, so they may be less usable mushroom in here, but still really probably some of the better quality if I don't beat it up. And then this bowl here. Now this is some really nice pieces. So I want to talk about it just a little more. So I have a few final thoughts before I leave that I want to share. First off, Hen of the Woods is at the top of my mushroom hunting bucket list. And I finally found one that's in good enough shape to eat. And in fact, this one seems to be in primo condition. So that's awesome. But one thing that I think about sometimes is, what if I had to buy these? This here or this lion's mane, I can find these in a fancy store like Whole Foods or maybe at a farmer's market. But if you do find them, they're not this quality, nowhere near it. These are wild harvested. What they're selling is cultured, probably off of sawdust blocks. But these are primo quality. And this clump right here, if you went by weight, and not quality, but just simply by weight, container that they sell contains about half of this. $10 or $12 for this small container. and this is about twice the size. Same thing with this lion's mane. You would find about half the weight of this mushroom in a single container, and it'd be about $10 or $12 at Whole Foods. So that's cool. That's cool, and just the fact that I can get better quality than what I could ever buy locally. Other thing is I'm gonna compare this mushroom to the chicken of the woods right quick, because they're both similar. They're polypores. They get really big, and they're kind of interconnected and melded together, and they have a big cores in them that probably are not considered edible. So for the chicken of the woods, this core will be corky and woody and just not something you want to eat. This here feels a lot different. It feels, now this is the very core. This is the heart of it all. Now this feels fairly woody, fairly corky, but the rest of this is way more tender. This has a better feel to it, and I've cut through it with a knife. It doesn't feel stringy. I'm tempted to cook this piece later on just to see. These pieces I won't cook, but they're still tender. But the chunk here, I'm gonna freeze these, and I'm gonna use this for mushroom stock. It just seems like a decent enough quality that I don't want to chunk it. There's a lot of flavor in here, and I'd like to use that in soup stocks to make broth and stuff. All right, we'll start with a good piece. Could have used more salt. Really like this texture. That's different than any mushroom I've ever had. Hopefully it's cooked enough. You do want to cook your wild mushrooms thoroughly. Let's try the core piece. This is a piece that I would normally throw away. It's actually really good, same as the other. Yeah. Good stuff, people. Alright, well, I'm going for real this time. Appreciate y'all watching. Get outside and do something. Bye. Well, after all of that, I didn't really give you much to go on about the taste of the mushroom. And that's pretty much because it tasted so good that I just wanted to be quiet, stop talking, and stop filming and finish what I had cooked up there. I have harvested a lot of wild mushrooms and grown mushrooms. I have eaten them all. I love them. But this is the best mushroom that I've had, and I shared some of it with some friends. They said the same thing. And if you need a meat replacement, maybe you're vegan or vegetarian, or you just want to eat less meat and more other things, this would be the ticket. A lot of mushrooms serve that purpose, but this one probably more than any of the others. And yeah, it's just a great mushroom. Where the pores are on the bottom, that holds up in cooking, and it gives it a little texture, and I think that may be what makes it a little more meat-like. But just an excellent mushroom. It's got a strong taste, but not anywhere overwhelming, and it just holds up so well cooking, and it takes the flavor. I had a bunch of it, so I cooked a lot of different things. Beef barley soup, fried it by itself, I fried it with eggs. Everything was 10 out of 10. So if you can find some of this, get out there and find it and eat it. It is awesome. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all be good. Bye.